Hi everyone, it's me Sammy. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be ranking UK supermarkets Valentine's dine-in for 2 meal deals. We're going to be ranking from worst to best, and I've tried out 7 different UK supermarkets Valentine's meal deals for you guys, so I'm so excited to jump into this video. If you do like this video, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. Also consider subscribing down below if you have not already. It would mean a lot to me. This video is the first in a series of food comparison and ranking videos that I'm planning to do here on my channel, which I'm so excited about. So if you want to see more like this, then stay tuned because there is loads coming up in this series this year. And yeah, without further ado, let's dive into it, guys. I'm going to be showing you all 7 meals. I'm going to be breaking down the cost, what you get in each of the offers, and also we're going to be cooking it and doing a little taste test. And then at the end of this video, we're going to be ranking them from worst to best in my personal opinion, based on the quality of the food and the overall value for money. So yeah guys, let's jump into it. So first up, we're going to be trying the Co-op Valentine's Day dine-in meal deal. This was £12 altogether, or it's £10 if you're a Co-op member. I'm not, so I had to pay the full £12. With this deal you get a main, 2 sides and a drink. My local Co-op didn't have too much variety, but for the main I've gone for a luxury lasagna al forno. For my 2 sides I've gone for thick cut chunky chips, as well as a roasted garlic and parsley flatbread, and then for the drink I've gone for a bottle of Prosecco. So for £12 I don't think it's too bad, or even better if it's £10 if you're a member. However, we don't get a starter, we don't get a dessert, but let's cook it up and see what we get for our money. And that is our Co-op dinner all served up. That's everything I got for my £12, the lasagna, the chips and the flatbread, and also the Prosecco as well. So let's give it a quick taste test and I'll let you know my thoughts. So I've had a little nibble of everything. The lasagna is actually very, very good, but it's sort of similar to a lot of the sort of chilled lasagnas that you would get in most supermarkets. The triple cooked chunky chips are amazing. Absolutely love those. I don't know what kind of sort of seasoning or coating they have on them, but they're really tasty, really fluffy on the inside and crispy on the outside. And the flatbread is also very, very delicious. Very garlicky, buttery, juicy, delicious. So all in all, actually a really nice meal, and the Prosecco goes down very smoothly as well. It's a really, really nice Prosecco. The Prosecco alone I think was £7.50, and the lasagna on its own I believe was £8.35. So to get the main, the 2 sides and the Prosecco for only £12 and only £10 if you're a member, I have to say that is pretty good value, and I'm really looking forward to enjoying the rest of my meal. Next up, we're going to be trying the Morrison's Valentine's dine-in for 2 meal deal. This was £15. With this you get a starter, a main, 1 side, 1 dessert and a drink of your choice. So let's run through and see what I selected for this meal. For the drink I've gone for some Prosecco. This is going to be a boozy week for me. For the starter I've gone for the French camembert with a garlic and herb sharing wreath in the beautiful shape of a heart, which is very cute. For the main I've selected the shorthorn pulled beef en croûte with mushroom red wine sauce. For the side I've gone for dauphinoise potatoes, and then for dessert we've gone for the all butter winterberry shortbread crumble. I'm gonna get this all cooked up now guys, and then we're gonna do a little taste test. So that is our starter already, and now it's time for the taste test. That is so delicious. It just rips apart so beautifully, and then you've got the camembert, which is so rich and creamy. This is phenomenal. Now the starter was delicious. We've now got our Prosecco, and we've also got our shorthorn en croûte with our dauphinoise potatoes. Looks a little bit underwhelming on the plate, but let's give it a taste test. Now this has a really delicious sauce to it. The pulled beef inside is just super, super tasty, and the pastry is delicious. Tastes like a really, really nice beef pie, if I'm honest. Let's try the dauphinoise potatoes now. The dauphinoise potatoes are super creamy, really nicely seasoned, and with the Prosecco goes beautifully. I would just say as an ensemble, this is definitely missing a vegetable or some kind of other side, if you know what I mean. I feel like the 1 main with the 1 side doesn't really equate a full meal here, especially if I'm paying the £15 for it, but it does taste really good what we've got here. So I'm gonna go and enjoy this now, and then we'll be back shortly for some pudding. And then for our pudding, we have our winterberry crumble. It's got like cherries, blackberries, all that kind of stuff, with a shortbread crumble on top. Really excited to eat this. The only thing I would say is I wish it was served with a little custard or something like that. The fruity smell you get from this is absolutely incredible, and the taste is really, really good. To be fair, now that I've eaten it, I could happily eat this without any custard, so I take that back. But oh my gosh, guys, this is so fruity. The crumble is really sweet, but it's got like the crunch to it. Absolutely delicious. Next up, we have the Asda Valentine's Day Dine In for Two meal deal. This is actually so much for your money. All of this was only £12. So with the meal deal, you get a drink of choice, a dessert, a starter, 2 sides, and a main as well. Let's run through and see what I chose for this meal deal. So for my drink of choice in this meal deal, I've gone for the bottle green sparkling presses, and there's an elderflower and a crisp apple in this selection, which is amazing. There were alcohol options as well, but I just went for a non-alcoholic option today. For starters, we've got the heart-shaped champagne cocktail. So this is succulent scallops in a creamy cheese sauce enriched with champagne, finished with a panko crumb and served in a heart-shaped shell, which looks absolutely adorable. For the main, I chose 2 sirloin steaks with smoked garlic and pink peppercorn butter. They look phenomenal, and the cute heart-shaped butter is adorable. For the 2 sides, I've gone for a green vegetable medley, and we've also gone for triple cook chips as well. I think that dinner is going to be phenomenal. And then to finish it off for pudding, I've gone for 2 melt in the middle Belgian chocolate puddings, which I'm so excited to try. And yeah, guys, I absolutely love this deal because not only do you get the starter dessert, you also get 2 sides with your main, which is awesome, because a lot of these meal deals either have sort of veg or potato sides, and it's quite hard to pick sometimes when you want like a meaty main, whether to go for the potatoes or the veg. So it's nice to have a mix of both in this offer. For only £12, you get all of this. And of course, if you didn't want a non-alcoholic version, then you can have like the Prosecco, the wine, and the other drinks that come with it instead. They do have a lot of variety in the Asda meal deal. So far, it's looking like one of the best value. But let's cook it all up, guys, and give it a taste test. These are our cocktail starters. Cannot wait for this taste test. This is absolutely delicious. The scallops in it are so tender and beautifully cooked. We've got this really rich, well-seasoned cheese sauce, and then the little bit of crunch from the panko breadcrumbs. These are phenomenal, and not to mention the beautiful heart-shaped shells, which I'll definitely be washing and keeping because they are so cute. And after that really delicious starter, we've now got our main of our steak with our triple cooked chips and our green veg medley, accompanied by our bottle green crisp apple. I'm so looking forward to this meal. Let's give it a quick taste test. I've cooked the steak to medium, that's how I like it, and oh my gosh, this is so juicy and succulent, and the butter on it is phenomenal. The chips are also delicious, and they came with a garnish of Cornish sea salt, and the vegetables are cooked in a lemon mint butter. Really brings a zestiness to the meal. I am so happy with this dinner, and this drink is so refreshing with it as well. Honestly, top notch. For our puddings, we've got our melt in the middle chocolate puddings. Let's give these a try. They don't look the most appetizing right now, but oh my gosh, that looks incredible. Oh my gosh, doesn't that look amazing? I cannot wait to dig into this. That is so soft, delicious, and chocolatey. 10 out of 10 for this pudding, 100%. Next up, we have the Sainsbury's Dine In for Two Valentine's meal deal. There are so many options with the Sainsbury's one, which made me really happy. However, you do have to be a Nectar card holder for it to apply. This was £18 altogether. With that, you get a drink, a dessert, a starter, a main, and 1 side. So let's go through and see what I decided to pick. I went for the 4-pack of the cola bottles just because I fancied a non-alcoholic option, but they did have quite a few options for drinks, including Prosecco and wine, etc. For our starter, I've gone for the burrata Be Mine, which is a chorizo and burrata arancini, which looks absolutely incredible. Also comes with a rich tomato herb sauce. Very excited to try those. For our main, I've gone for pork. I haven't picked a pork dinner in these options yet. So this is the pork fillet medallions with a creamy mushroom sauce, which sounds absolutely delicious. They look incredible as well. I think there's 8 medallions in there as well, which means 4 each, which isn't too bad. For the sides, again, we've only got 1 side option, so I went for a potato option, and we've gone for the Your One Hot Potato Hasselback potatoes, which look look absolutely incredible. We've also got the very cute touch of a heart-shaped knob of butter inside. And then we've got for dessert, we've got rhubarb, the only one for me, which is rhubarb and custard cheesecake slices, which look absolutely beautiful. £18 for all of this isn't a bad price, but of course we're going to cook it up now, give it a little taste test, and then give our thoughts. So starting off with our starter, this is the burrata arancini. We've got a tomato and herb dip, which I've just dipped my finger into, and it tastes phenomenal. I need the recipe for this dip, and let's give it a taste test and see how these taste. These are actually delicious. There's so much flavor in these, especially with the chorizo and stuff in there as well. It's a nice little kick, but without it being too spicy or overpowering. Really nice cheesy flavor in there as well. This dip, like I said, is phenomenal. My mouth's actually drooling from eating that. It was delicious. This is our main course all served up with our pork medallions with the mushroom sauce and our Hasselback potatoes with our Coca-Cola to serve. Let's give this a try, guys. Going in for this mouthful with a Hasselback potato and some of the pork with the sauce. That is actually delicious. Doesn't look the most appetizing, I won't lie. It looks kind of nice, but tastes so much better than it looks. The mushroom sauce isn't too mushroomy, weirdly enough. It's got like white wine and stuff in there. Really nice sauce, really rich. The meat is so succulent and delicious. I actually cooked them in the air fryer and then warmed up the sauce on the hob. Absolute phenomenal way of cooking them. And the Hasselback potatoes were done in the oven, cooked to perfection. Absolutely delicious. Now for pudding, we've got our rhubarb and custard cheesecake slices. Really looking forward to trying this. Let's dive into it. Now, I'm normally a huge fan of cheesecake. This tastes good. Like, you've got the sourness of the raspberry flavor coming through, and you've got like the custardy vanilla. However, the biscuit base is tasting really quite cheap. Like, I love cheesecake. It's one of my favorite desserts, but this biscuit base is really not it. It almost tastes burnt. I'm not the biggest fan of this cheesecake, and pudding is probably my favorite course. This meal was going so well up until this point. I will still eat it, of course, and I will still enjoy it, but it's not my favorite. Next up is the Waitrose dine-in for two Valentine's Day meal deal. This one was £25, guys. One of the pricier ones for sure. There wasn't as much of a variety in the choices as I was expecting from Waitrose, but I feel like I've got a really good meal here. We get a drink, a starter, a main course, a side, and a dessert, all for £25. Let's see what I picked. So for starters, we've gone for the 2 prawn cocktails. For our main, we've gone for a beef bourguignon, which is a tender beef marinated and slow cooked with rosemary and thyme and a rich red wine sauce and baby onions, roasted mushrooms and smoky bacon lardons. To go alongside that as our side dish, I've got 3 cheese, cauliflower and broccoli gratin. I do think this will be a really nice meal together. However, the portion sizes aren't as big as I thought they would be for £25. But the packaging may be deceiving. We'll have to serve it up and see how big these portions really are. And then for our dessert, we've got 2 sticky toffee puddings, an absolute classic. I'm excited to taste test these. I've had many a sticky toffee pudding in my time. Would be interesting to see how Waitrose fares. And this hands down is my favourite drinks choice so far. So this is the Ciroc Cosmopolitan cocktails. We actually had some cocktail options on the Waitrose meal deal, which makes me so happy. None of the other supermarkets have offered cocktails so far, so could that potentially be where the £25 budget is sort of heading towards? But I'm really excited again. Let's cook it up and see how this tastes. Let's see what Waitrose is saying. These are our prawn cocktail starters, so let's give these a taste. Now these are some really good quality prawns, and the prawn cocktail sauce is really nicely well seasoned. There's definitely loads of layers of flavour and stuff in here, and it is delicious. Just gone for another mouthful there. It is delicious, but I would just love bigger portions. Now it's time for our main course. I probably haven't served this up in the best way, but we've got our broccoli and cauliflower cheese and our beef bourguignon, which looks and smells incredible, I must say. And also we've got our Ciroc Cosmopolitan cocktail served up. These are honestly the most succulent pieces of beef. They are incredible. Literally melts in your mouth. You've then got like the bacon lardons, you've got the mushrooms, got these really cute little baby shallots here as well. So flavorful and delicious. This gravy is absolutely phenomenal, and this broccoli and cauliflower cheese, like, got that really mature cheddar cheese flavor, and actually combined, these work really beautifully together. Just like when I have my cauliflower cheese on the side of my beef roast, absolutely perfect. This goes so beautifully together. And let's give our cocktail a little sip and see how that tastes. She is a strong one. But tastes absolutely delicious. This is actually really, really tasty. Yeah, definitely need some ice in that to water that down a little bit though, because that is strong. But yeah, it goes really nicely with this dinner as well. So yeah, made the perfect choice here for the main. This is actually incredible. And the last course, of course, is our dessert, and this is our sticky toffee pudding. Let's dig in because I'm so excited for this. That is super soft. Let's give it a try. I'm actually lost for words with this one. I know I said at the beginning about a sticky toffee pudding being sort of, I don't know, like I've had a lot of them and let's see if it's special, but oh my gosh guys, this is one of the best sticky toffee puddings I think I've ever eaten. Hats off to you, Waitrose. This is phenomenal. Next up we have the Lidl Valentine's dine-in. However, this isn't a meal deal, like there's no discounted price. You can just buy the individual items for their set amount and you can pick and choose what you'd like. So I didn't go for a drink on this option because it would have made it quite expensive, but I went for a main, a side, a starter and a dessert. So let's run through the individual prices of these and how much it cost me in total. So for our dessert, we've got the chocolate and raspberry dessert pots, which look phenomenal. These were £1.99. For our starter, we've gone down the same route as our Waitrose the other day, and we've gone for the prawn cocktail duo, and this was £2.99. Then for our main, we've got a Marry Me Love Heart pasta, which looks absolutely lovely with gorgeous little heart-shaped pasta, so cute. This was £4.99 for this. And then we've got the heart-shaped pink garlic flatbread, and this was £1.79. I'll be honest, it's not looking very pink on camera, but there is an ever so slight pink sheer to the garlic butter on top of this. So altogether this came to £11.76, but let's give it a taste test guys and see how it tastes. First up is our Lidl starters of our prawn cocktails. Let's give them a taste. Some sizable prawns in here, which is always a good sign. Overall, the prawns are a really good quality in this, but the sauce is lacking, I would say. I would say it's really nice for the price, but quite basic. And that is our dinner all served up. We've got our pink, which is sort of losing the pink colour. You can see it a little bit there. So yeah, that's our pink garlic flatbreads. Then we've got our Marry Me pasta love hearts as well. So let's dive in and give this a try. The flatbread is beautifully soft and really tasty. The sauce is nice. It's packed with onions and peppers. And the pasta's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it, I won't lie. I'm not too sure what it's actually meant to be inside. But it tastes okay, but it's not really my favourite from this week. I feel like this dinner might be a little bit style over substance here. Now for our last course, we've got our dessert. These are Belgian chocolate and raspberry dessert pots. So this is meant to be a decadent dark chocolate mousse and raspberry compote topped with a dark chocolate glaze and raspberry pieces. We can sort of see the layers on the side, so let's dig in and give this a taste. This is how it's looking once we scoop in. That is actually really delicious. You've got the sharpness from the raspberry compote, a really rich mousse, and then this sort of like dark chocolate ganache on top. Really quite rich, but that raspberry compote really cuts through with the sharpness. This is actually phenomenal, and such cute little pots that I can definitely reuse as well, these little heart-shaped pots, which are adorable. And last but by no means least, for our Valentine's dine-in comparison guys, we have M&S, and this is the M&S dine-in meal for two. This was £25 in total. It's the same cost as our Waitrose, but let's have a look at what I picked out, because honestly the variety in this one was amazing. So starting with our drink, we've got our Rosé Prosecco, which looks amazing. For our starter, I've gone for the king prawn and lobster thermidor gratins with a creamy seafood sauce. These look amazing. Can't wait to dig into these. For our main and our side, I've gone for the fillet steak beef Wellington. The picture on the front just sold it to me. It also has a red wine jus with it, which I thought would be really nice to have with some veg. And I've gone for asparagus and tender stem broccoli, which I think is such a good choice. So many of the supermarkets this year did like a green veg medley with loads of peas and kale and things like that. This is actually really refreshing to see this as an option, because two of my favourite vegetables there. And then for our dessert, we have a chocolate and caramel millionaire's torte, which looks unreal. Cannot wait. Love how glittery and sparkly it is. That's going to be everywhere later. But yeah, all of this for £25, but the proof is in the taste, guys. Let's give it all a cook up and see what we get for our money. Now, this isn't just a starter, this is an M&S starter. So we've got our king prawn and lobster thermidor here. I absolutely love that we've got proper ramekins as well that I can reuse. So I'm definitely getting my money's worth with this one. Let's give it a taste. I can't lie, this is absolutely delicious. The crumb on top is really crispy. You've got this really rich, beautiful sauce with the big prawns and the little bits of lobster in there as well. This is probably one of my favourite starters from this week. Now for our main course, we've got our beef Wellington with our asparagus and broccoli served with our rosé prosecco, and then we've got our red wine jus drizzled over the top as well. I cannot wait to cut into this and see how it looks. That looks absolutely phenomenal. Let's give this a taste test, guys. That is hands down some of the best beef I've ever eaten in my life. Oh my gosh, this has got to be one of my favorite dinners. That is phenomenal. I love the like mushroom thing on top with the pastry as well. The red wine jus is really, really rich and delicious, and oh my gosh, the vegetables are perfection, and the prosecco, delightful. This might be one of my favourite dinners as well. Oh my gosh, that beef, I've never known anything like it. Absolutely phenomenal. And now for our final course of this video, we've got our M&S dessert, and this is our chocolate and caramel millionaire's torte. This is a rich dark chocolate ganache with a caramel centre on a digestive biscuit base, finished with cocoa glitter dusting. These look amazing. Let's cut into it and see what it looks like inside. This is what it's looking like cut open, with sort of like the caramel centre over here, not really in the centre. Let's have a taste. Just had to get a shot of this bite because it looks incredible. Oh my word, hands down 10 out of 10. Would recommend. The biscuit base is buttery, crumbly, and the topping is so velvety and smooth and delicious. I cannot rate this highly enough. This is a perfect pudding. And there we have it, guys. They are the 7 that I chose. I know there are so many more available, like in Tesco's, in Aldi, etc. But those were the ones that were local to me and that I was able to actually pick up. So out of those 7, guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And let me know down in the comments, before I rank them myself, let me know your worst and best meal from this video. I'd love to see if we are on the same page here. And yeah, let's dive in to ranking these from worst to best. So in 7th place, unfortunately, starting with the worst, it had to be Lidl. Now, none of these meals were inedible, like none of them were absolutely horrific, but Lidl, out of the 7 that I tried, was definitely the worst. I feel like, because also we didn't get any kind of discount, like I didn't pick up a drink as well, because that would have added an extra £6 onto the meal deal. We were already paying just under £12 for it. So there was no drink in it, there was no discount or any kind of savings really. You were paying full price for all of the items, and I do feel like it was definitely style over substance. Like, we got 4 bits of ravioli pasta in a massive plate of just peppers and onions in a sauce. The starter was okay, the pudding was nice, and the main course was alright. But yeah, Lidl, I'm sorry to say, you've come in 7th place. Now in 6th place, I'm putting Co-op. Now the dinner was really nice. We got the main of the lasagna with the 2 sides, and we got the bottle of Prosecco. Like, for £12, pretty good value compared to Co-op's regular prices. So we did have a saving there. Even better value if you remember, and you got it for £10, definitely. We didn't have any starters, we didn't have any desserts. Desserts is probably my favourite course, I'm not gonna lie. But just for the fact that the lasagna is sort of like a chilled lasagna you could get in any supermarket, and the fact that the variety of the meals was really, really small. Like, I didn't have a lot of options. I think I had a choice of 2 mains. Neither of them were vegetarian either. I think every other supermarket that I tried did have vegetarian options, and Co-op was the only one that didn't. So that is why Co-op is in 6th place. Not that it was a terrible meal, but just for the overall quality, variety, and value for money. Sorry Co-op, you're in 6th. At this point, I found it harder to start choosing a favourite, but in 5th place, we're gonna go with Sainsbury's. Now for £18, I do think you got good value for money with this deal. The variety was extremely good in Sainsbury's. Like, there were so many different varieties and options to choose from that I really appreciated that. We did get the drink, the side, the starter, the main, and the dessert as well for the £18. The downside is that you have to be a Nectar card holder. Like, I had to sign up to be a Nectar card holder just to purchase this meal in the first place. So that's one downside, I guess. But the arancini balls were super delicious. That tomato and herb dip, I'm still remembering it to this day. That was really, really good. The pork medallions and the Hasselback potatoes were really tasty. I love a bottle of Coke in a glass bottle. Absolutely beautiful. That rhubarb and custard cheesecake, I think I said raspberry in the video, apologies, it is a rhubarb and custard cheesecake. But that just let it down for me. It was an okay cheesecake, but to me it was just a generic mass-produced cheesecake that you would get in any supermarket, and the biscuit base just wasn't nice, and it was rock hard as well. It did taste a little bit burnt. But yeah, the cheesecake really let it down. Like I said, dessert is my favourite course, so I'm sorry Sainsbury's, that's probably why you're in 5th. Now, 4th place, we're gonna put Morrison's. Now for £15, Morrison's didn't do too badly at all. That camembert was delicious. Like, that camembert garlic bread starter, on point. Now, the beef en croûte and the dauphinoise potatoes were really nice, but I just feel like that meal as a whole was just missing something. Prosecco, again, really lovely, but that winter berry crumble was also delicious. I just feel like with that main, it was just missing something. Even like a jus to pour over the en croûte, it just felt like a little bit dry. I know the dauphinoise potatoes had their creamy sauce, but it just wasn't the same. It needed a gravy, or it needed a jus, or it needed something just to heighten it. So that's why I've given it 4th place. It was a really good meal, and for £15, really good value for money, I think. I just feel like the main was just missing something. And again, like, the sides didn't have a crazy amount of varieties. The mains, the starters and the desserts did, but with Morrison's, the sides were lacking a little bit of variety as well. But that is my thoughts on Morrison's. You've got 4th place, but the top 3 were definitely hard contenders to compete with. Now for the top 3, we've got Asda, Waitrose and M&S left, guys. I feel like the higher priced meals have definitely earned their place in the top 3 this year. They've done really, really well with quality in their ingredients and everything. Like, the quality of the food was phenomenal, but it was really, really tight between these 3, I'm not gonna lie. I found picking between these 3 really difficult, but here's what I came up with in the end. Let me know your thoughts. So in 3rd place, we have Waitrose for the £25 meal deal. I loved the beef bourguignon. I loved the cauliflower and broccoli cheese gratin. Like, it was so tasty, and I was dubious about the size of it because it looked like quite small containers for the £25 price mark, but the quality was insane, and that was actually a really filling dinner. The prawn cocktail was delicious. Like, that was really flavorful. And that sticky toffee pudding, the best sticky toffee pudding of my life. And of course, the Ciroc Cosmopolitan cocktail was my favorite drinks choice for the week, I think. And yeah, I did really, really like this dinner. The reason I gave Waitrose 3rd place is because of the variety and the choice that actually came when selecting the meal. And in 2nd place, I'm going with Asda, meaning that M&S hits the top spot for me this year. But let's talk about Asda quickly. Asda, hands down, was the best value for money. Like, for £12, we got a starter, a main, 2 sides and a dessert, as well as a drink. I feel like Asda was definitely the best value for money. Like, I couldn't believe my luck that I got all of that for £12. The champagne cocktails in the little love heart shell, the scallops and that cheesy sauce were delicious. The steak, chips and veg for the main course was yummy. I feel like the reason I've given it 2nd place is probably because of the amount of peas. I honestly wish that Asda did like a tender stem broccoli or an asparagus side. I feel like I'm not a big fan of the green veg medleys. Like, there's just too many peas and kales in there. But the steak was really good quality, tasted amazing with that garlic and pink peppercorn butter. And yeah, the chips were delicious, and overall a fantastic main course. The dessert, the melt in the middle chocolate pudding, when I tell you that was the softest, most delicious melt in the middle chocolate pudding ever, it was beautiful. All of that for £12. I feel like I'm being really nitpicky with rating it down to 2nd for the vegetables, but it was such a close call between Asda and M&S. I do feel like that's something to note though, that the £12 meal came so close to the £25 meal when you're paying £12.50 a head versus £6 a head. Definitely something to consider if you are on more of a budget friendly Valentine's Day this year. Asda came really close to M&S, but unfortunately I had to give it second place because M&S blew my socks off. And yeah, M&S is the winner for me. Where do I even start with the quality of the food? So yeah, we had the lovely bottle of rosé prosecco, and then of course that thermidor with the king prawns and the lobster. The taste of that was outstanding. And then we've got that Wellington. Our main course, right, my first off, the veg combo is one of my favorites. Asparagus and tender stem broccoli, perfection. And then that Wellington, it actually blew my mind. I didn't realize the quality of the beef steak and stuff in M&S. It's beautiful. Like, you really do get your money's worth with regards to quality of ingredients with M&S. That beef Wellington with the jus and the vegetables, hands down my favorite main of the week. I've literally been eating Valentine's Day dinners for a week now. That was definitely my favorite, like hands down beautiful. And the dessert, I've never had such a velvety, chocolatey and the caramel in there. That dessert was also perfection. Like, I can't rate M&S down. The only thing is the price tag, but if I'm honest, I'm not mad at it for the quality. And again, when I went in store, if you see my weekly vlog next week, you'll see like the variety they had in the store as well. The options you have were insane. They had great vegetarian, vegan options as well, and they literally had an entire fridge of mains, an entire fridge of starters. Then they had a side fridge with all the desserts. Like, the variety that they had was amazing as well. And honestly, they had like salmon en croûtes, they had fish, they had the beef, they had chicken, they had so many different options. So for the price, the quality, the variety, just everything, M&S has definitely won it for me this year. And yeah guys, that is all I have for you today in this video. Let me know down below if there's any other sort of food comparison videos you'd like to see. I'm really excited for this new series that I've got. I can't wait to start scouring the UK supermarkets and finding the best value for money with the best quality of various different things. I don't even know what I'm going to be comparing yet, but I know I want it to be a series. Thanks so much for watching guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for the love and support of my channel at the moment. It means the absolute world to me, and hopefully I will see you very, very soon for another video. Take care. Bye.